We're going to learn another way to solve systems of equations. This is involving matrices. Let's take a look at the system we are going to solve. One thing to note is that if you are going to solve a system of equation using matrices, you need all of your like variables lined up in the same columns. And we notice that is definitely not the case here. So the first thing you will do is rewrite your system so that all of the variables are in the same columns. I have chosen to put x in column 1, y in column 2, and z in column 3. The next thing we're going to do is go to our calculator of choice. Now, in our case, we're going to use Desmos. If you have a graphing calculator, uh, you can look up how to do this with your graphing calculator, but we are going to use Desmos because everyone has access to that. Now you want to go to this URL, desmos.com/matrix. Now, it's no big deal if you don't remember that URL. You can just go search it out on Google. Well, to start with, we need to define a new matrix. We're going to press the new matrix button, and we need to tell it the dimensions of our matrix. Our system of equations has 1, 2, 3 rows. So we're going to go over here and make sure our matrix has 3 rows. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So we're going to go to Desmos and make sure that our blank matrix has 4 columns. The next thing I will do is fill in the matrix with the coefficients of the variables in my system. So, for example, row 1, the coefficient of x is 3, the coefficient of y is 1, and the coefficient of z is -1. And last, I have to include my constant of 4. Now, I'm going to do that for every row for this system. So, I have 1, 2, 2, 5, 4, 1, -1, and 3. Now that I have my matrix, I need to do what's known as row reduction echelon function. Now that, my friends, is at the bottom of this screen. Let me see if I can get it to show up. There it is. It's at the bottom of your Desmos screen, and it's called row reduction echelon function. So I'm going to press that button, and the first thing it asks me is for the matrix I want it to operate on. Well, our matrix is named A, so I'm going to press the A button. Right away, you see a new matrix here. Now, in row 1, we had our x value. You notice that 1? That means x is equal to -1. In row 2, we had our y's. That means y is equal to 5. And finally, in row z, we had row 3, we had z. That means z is equal to -2. So the solution to this matrix in as a tripled order is -1, 5, -2, all in parentheses.